If you are anything like me and just believe with all of your soul that conservation must be based in science, then you have a home here. Welcome to the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state, nation, and world that we live in. Appreciate you hanging out with us. This is a interesting time. As we spoke yesterday, we were covering Colorado's problem that HSUS, Humane Society of the United States, came in, got all of the 188,000 signatures required to put a cat hunting ban on the ballot. So forget about conservation based in science. This is conservation based in heartstrings, conservation based in uninformed voters. I'm not bagging on the voters of Colorado. Very, very smart people, I think. So, okay, cool. I mean, you have to be smart to afford to live out there. You made money. You have to be smart to make some money in most cases. So I just think they're uninformed. They don't understand how conservation works. They don't understand how we do things with the North American model of wildlife conservation. So unfortunately, that is actually on the ballot, and it's not a good thing that it's on the ballot. So we covered that yesterday. You can check out the podcast. This morning, I run into another example of why this is absolutely stupid to do. Let's get right to it here. Alberta, Canada, our pals from the north are going as off the rails as California. Alberta, Canada brings back grizzly hunting. Huh. I wonder why they would do that. You see, in 2006, they banned grizzly hunting because of the same thing that HSUS do. Could you believe they're killing our majestic grizzly bears? The pictures of them with their little cubs and coming out of hibernation, they're sleepy and they're bouncing around and everything's so wonderful. Can you believe we allow killing of these animals? Yeah, guess what? It's part of our conservation technique. In North America, they're North American. I know sometimes we forget. Sometimes we forget, like we forget that in the United States here, that Alaska and Hawaii are states because we have to fly over other things to get to them. We're like, oh yeah, it's a state. Yeah, it's a state. I am in the United States anyway. They had to realize very quickly that bear populations were growing too quickly and starting to jack things up. And forget about the real stuff that we worried about jacking up, and that is the circle of life and the balance of healthy populations of species. They had to bring back Alberta, Canada, had to bring back grizzly hunting because of, what is it here? Oh, human bear conflicts are on the rise because we as humans keep breeding and we just we expand our reach, and we go into the land that's available. And guess what? There's animals there. And so the closer we get to animals, and by the way, morons that feed animals, it's just absolutely stupid. I left these, whatever, these apples out there for the elk, or I left these things out there for the bears. And no, that just says, oh, okay, I'm going to keep following the trail because closer and closer and closer I get, there's just more food as I get there. So they're approving some hunters that necessary to protect Albertans, they say. No, it's not to protect Albertans. No one's died of a grizzly attack in Alberta, Canada. Let me double check here on that one. No, we're not dying. No. Yeah, they call them problems now. So instead of saying, yes, this is the way we've always done it, and it's worked, and we've maintained healthy populations of grizzlies, they say, oh, yes, we shouldn't kill them. We're going to ban them for political purposes. I mean, for conservation purposes. I mean, to get reelected. And then once that happens, they realize, oh, that's a big mistake. So again, remember, they on the other side say, oh, well, we're gonna employ some sharpshooters in. And I'll tell you this: we're only giving tags for, ready for this, problem bears. Yogi Boo Boo, y'all hoes. Good luck. Run, buddy. It's that stupid. It's that obnoxious. It's that dumb to think that to think that we are, as we the people, we are that stupid to think that that's an issue, that's your issue. It's because they're problem bears. And by the way, you issue me a tag, I'm going to get a bear. I will make it a problem. Sorry. Yep, total problem, Bear. Some out there stealing the picnic baskets. Had to cap him. Now he's on the wall. This is it's insulting. And by the way, it should be our defense here in the United States, because yes, that was Alberta, Canada. Here in the United States, when we see other states go through this problem with a Humane Society of the United States, we should use this as the example. Hey, every single state that this has happened in, every single state where they ban something big, like what's up when they ban a bear hunt, or they what's up, Eddie, or they ban any type of hunt, cat hunt, any type of predator, or like a big predator like grizzlies. That every state they've done this in, they have to go back and cull the populations with hunters, period. So you've done nothing. You've literally done nothing. HSUS needs to be smacked in the face and told, everywhere you ban this, it started causing problems, and the only way to fix it from causing problems is to do what? Is to issue permits and tags to go take these, to cull the populations, period. Everyone. You cannot cite a state for me that HSUS went in, won the battle, problems didn't arise, and that state didn't have to employ sharpshooters. Or we're going to take out the problem mountain lions or the problem grizzly bears. Who gets to decide that, by the way? Is there a little psych evaluation for the Grizzlies? All right, you're next. Mr. Yogi, please lay down here on the couch. We're gonna ask you a few questions. How are they problem bears? Oh, they already caused an incident. Oh, okay. So your population has expanded so much that it's now being a hindrance to the human population. Not because we banned the hunting of them. No. It's because it's because of other things. But now we have to get hunters out. Problem bears. Let me ask you all this. Do you see this as a problem bear? Y'all, this is in the United States. Are you ready for this? You got to see this. This is crazy. Well, crazy. This isn't even FAFO Friday. This is happening that in Tennessee, bears, not just this one, are rolling up to people and just snatching their food. Not chasing them off, like pickpocket kind of stuff. This will give you, if this doesn't give you nightmares, I don't know what will. Here we go.
Oh, girl. Is he, you'll be fine.
Don't worry, you and your child there that's clinging to you for dear life. Don't worry. Y'all will be okay. Y'all will be just fine. Don't worry. This bear can destroy you like that, but it's okay. It's okay. Your kid's fine. This lady's saying you're okay.
You'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
If you had the food, you will take it.
Yeah, if you have the food, they're going to take it. If you have the food, don't worry, they're going to take it. But, other than that, if you don't have food, you're good. Watch this.
Oh, the little girl.
Oh, did you see he just nipped the little girl? Watch. He just nipped her toe.
Oh, the little girl.
That's not food. Holy
it's grabbing her clothes. Yeah. He'll leave.
He'll leave, don't worry. Yeah. Everybody is frozen solid in this thing. Everybody's frozen solid. Don't worry about it. How'd the bear get in is what I would like to know. Look, who's on the inside, who's on the outside here?
Oh, yeah,
what is
he's trying to take the...
Oh, he's going to take the rocking chair. He's like, okay, yeah, I'm going to take a rocking chair. It's a good idea. Have this in the cave. Look at this, maybe on. What is this? Oh, he found some food. Oh, there's food in there. All right, there you go. What, do they throw him a Zagnut? Holy mackerel. Look at this, though. It'll be okay. It'll be just fine. Don't worry about this poor girl. Do you understand the tens of thousands of dollars in therapy that little girl has just been bought for? Holy sweet baby Jesus. That was absolutely frightening. But this is why. It isn't FAF. We have a good FAFO coming up on Friday, buddy. But this is a fantastic example of why we need a that was from Beetlejuice, by the way. Zagnut. So but this is an example of why we need to have science-based conservation in this nation. We have a set of rules that we've established in the early 2000s. We've established a system that we call the North American Model of Wildlife Conservation that is based on certain tenets that have worked over the last 120 years. So and those are based in science. Once we stick to those and stop letting, and I'm sorry, you know me, y'all, I'm as a flag waving mark as can be. Once we stop using science to conserve our wildlife, and we leave it to voters, we're hosed. This is what happens. And some people might say, good, you shouldn't have put a store there. That was their house. Okay, whatever. It is what it is. But we have a system where we can have this symbiotic relationship and everybody can thrive in it. Once you leave it to uneducated voters, and I'm not saying stupid voters, I'm not saying they're dumb, they're not educated on this topic. They're underinformed on this topic. How politically correct was that? They're underinformed on this topic. Once we allow that to happen, we're done. Yeah. And Lynn, it's a question I ask a lot, but I do get very intelligent answers on the other side. I truly do. And Lynn asks, what is wrong with hunting? I don't get how dumb people can be sometimes. And sometimes I'm like, okay, you aren't even playing on the same level as me, coming at me, telling me I'm a mean person for hunting and you be anti-hunting. You don't even know why you're anti-hunting. The best I ever heard, you want to talk about the dumbest thing, Lynn, how dumb people can be, is when people say, why do you hunt? Meat comes from the grocery store. Soon enough, if people like Bill Gates have their way, which is one of the lead investors in Impossible Meat and Beyond Meat, which is not meat, it's lab stuff. It's just a hodgepodge of things. If they have their way, then yeah, then meat really will come from the grocery store. We just and as it stands now, if you buy steak from the store, chicken or pork from the store, any meat from the store, and you come at me for hunting, I will tell you this very kindly, very politely. I would say, look, you and I both eat meat. You rely on someone else to kill yours. I kill my own. There it is. And that's easy. I think that's a common ground. Like you really do. Somebody had to kill that cow, that pig, that chicken. I do that on my own, right? Oh man, Eddie, the wild horses. We really do need to get John Colazar back on here. He brought up the wild horses, and the wild horses. They're feral horses here in Arizona. Quick bottom line for you here. I mean, a little Reader's Digest version for you. Maybe I need some coffee. Hang tight. I don't know. Sarah's there. Yeah, got it. The feral horse problem is huge in Arizona. It is gigantic because it is decimating basically habitat for elk and deer, and they're running them off. And we're going to talk about deer in just a minute here, but yeah, the populations are absolutely absurd, and we can't do anything for two reasons. It's federally illegal to take a horse or a donkey, but donkey management, burro management here in Arizona has been doing pretty good, from what I understand. They're doing pretty darn good. The horses are a problem, and that's all because of heartstrings. It just is. Period. Why would you kill a horse? Well, because just like every other animal, we have to manage here to keep this great circle of life going. They're jacking it up. And by the way, just so you know, I would never kill a horse. You know what we do when we do relocate the horses? Yeah, I will tell you what happens to them. Ready? Real quick here. They're sold to Canada. Most likely that day or very soon after, they're sent to a processing facility. And you know what that means? Bye-bye, horsey. And they're turned into logs. Okay, ready for this? Those are called zoo logs that are immediately sold by Canada back to the United States, called zoo logs, to feed the lions and tigers and bears on my in the zoo. Again, that's the same argument as, you can't take a horse. Same argument as, no, meat comes from the grocery store. Well, no. We do take the horses. We just let Canada do it for us because it's politically disadvantageous for us to run on that platform. I'm going to take out the horses. You never get elected. Holy mackerel. Mm-hmm. Oh, you had a herd of elk at the cabin because the horses weren't around. Yeah, Forest Lake. Got it. Yeah. Oh, my goodness sakes. Yeah. Population of horses in Kentucky doing the same thing. I'm telling you. Y'all, and that comes to heartstrings. That's what HSUS, that's what they feed on. Donations, all because of heartstrings, because they think that the people that are donating, most of the people that are donating the $150 million a year to Humane Society of the United States are doing so because they feel they're doing good. That's heartstrings. That's good for them. God bless them for doing it. But they believe in a lot of cases that money is trickling down to the humane societies of Phoenix and LA and Houston. And that's not the case. That money goes to eradicating hunting and fishing and basically conservation by heartstrings, which is a terrible idea. So that's how they're funded. In Kentucky, I'll definitely look into that, Lynn. Maybe our guys here that are joining the lawsuit can use Kentucky as an example, and just the more case studies we have on this is a terrible idea to have this many horses. And again, I'm not advocating for a open season on horses. That where it became a problem, and so everybody's very clear on this. Where I love horses too, and horses are just stunning and beautiful. I have heard, and I ruffle some feathers here. I've heard the horse meat is fantastic. I did not know this, but we're not advocating for an open season. We just have to do something unlike what we're doing now, because the horses just kill the grass and the shrubs and everything that they're eating, and they're just like locusts just come through and tear it up. We don't want those horses to relocate. We love having them in the salt. So right over the hill, what we're going to do, and off 85, what we're going to do is over the hill, we're going to put a bunch of feeders and drinkers back there for them. Are they wild animals at this point? They're attractions. They're pets. It's an open zoo is what it is. Not good. Not good at all, y'all. And speaking of drinkers, one of the biggest programs you have, there's several of the critter groups and your Arizona Game and Fish Department that goes up north during droughts right now in the summer. They're running trucks up there every single day to fill up the big drinking tanks. So every animal can stay in that habitat and stay there and have water when we're in drought conditions or when it's this hot. Horses, the lead horse, whatever you call the stud, whatever it is, I will guard those drinkers and run every animal off until it's just bled dry by his people. Guys, it's a bad situation. Anywho, and that's what happens. And it's all fun and games until some of the elites in Fountain Hills and in Scottsdale and stuff have horses showing up in their backyard and starting to eat their plants and their trees and stuff like that. Then it gets real. We got to do something about this. I got and thanks for hanging out with us, guys. I got a note from a buddy of mine from Tequila Jim that's actually is Tequila Jim Senior that said that it's so hot right now that you can't see any elk below 10,000 feet. Like they're just right on up there. And of course, I made the snarky reply because we're a bunch of guys and we're on this text chain and we're snarky. I said, you might as well have Tequila Jim bust out his app. I swear to you guys, I'm telling you, you can't prove me wrong. Every time I go hunting with Tequila Jim, he's standing here with his phone in his hand, texting his wife or whatever. I don't know who he's talking to. Maybe even doing work. I don't know. He's an attorney. They're always finding ways to bill. Our target species just shows up right in front of him. He's just sitting there. I didn't have my phone with me here. Let me see for prop sake here. He's just sitting there, just do just like this. Just do. Oh, an elk. Oh, okay, let me just go ahead. I swear he's got an app. Okay, so Eddie said 7,500 at the cabin, and they had elk this weekend, so that's good. That's definitely good news. But hopefully they're hopefully the horsies aren't running them away. So I'm gonna look into that as well. Thank you, Eddie, for that. I greatly appreciate it. But I did see an article that said it's on Post. I follow a lot of the hunting boards and all that on Instagram and in Facebook and X, and they said if you don't already have 3 locked in secret places for your hunt, if you don't already have 10 deer identified or elk identified by this point, you are going to fail this season. And I was like, dude, kick rocks. Shut up. No, you don't need that. Is it a good idea though? Yeah, probably. But then, if you don't have this, I hate shows like that. I hate messages like that. It's just so dumb. That's like me. I've had the show 11 years. I've never told you what to throw. I've never told you what caliber of rifle. I think we've covered a couple times. If you want one rifle for like all of the United States big game, I think 300 Win Mag is what came to the top in the research. But that's about it. But I don't even have a 300 Win Mag. I wasn't telling you to get one. I was just saying that we'll basically cover it all for you. I hate that. If you don't have this, if you don't have that, it's a bunch of nonsense. But here's the deal, though. Summertime is a really good time to do some scouting. It just is. To get into your unit and probably the best way I could possibly say to do it is just get your hiking shoes on, hit some of the hiking trails, get to some of the high points, and just you're getting the fam out there maybe, and you're just going on a hike. On the standard hiking trails, everybody's out there anyway, and fun like that, or maybe drive around and stay on public land, obviously. Get to some high ground and maybe just do some glassing, or maybe we just get to a big open area where you do some glassing. I think this is a very, very good thing. And by the way, trail camps have not been banned in Arizona. They're banned during certain times. So you can have trail camps set up. You can still do that. And by the way, people still are. They just don't like to talk about it a lot. You know why? Because they want to be the only people with trail camps up there. Mm-hmm. You can look at the dates in the regs. And oh my gosh, what was that program called? We got to go back to the podcast on that one. There's a program that we talked about earlier that made hunting regs in every state searchable. Oh. Could you imagine that? You just go to Arizona hunting regs and just put trail cam and see what pops up. See right there, boom, right to the page, right to the paragraph, boom. This is here. Here are all the details on trail cams. But it is good. Here's I think the hardest part of hunting, and I think once every Arizona hunter understands this, we're going to see a lot less tags issued because we're going to have a lot more success. And when we have more success, I think it'll all be because we've realized, you know what? Scouting before the trip is a really good idea. Getting to the range at 5 a.m, so it's not blazing hot out there, and just sending a few down range with your rifle, making sure it's all dialed in before 2 days before you leave for your hunt is probably a good idea. It's going to help me out with success. And maybe, I don't know, doing some legwork and doing some hikes and doing some stairs and maybe hitting the gym starting now versus the week before your hunt. That's probably a good idea. Well, I think once every Arizona hunter realizes that, I think we're going to see a lot bigger take. We're going to see a lot. We're going to see the numbers hit with a lot less tags. It's going to it'd be amazing. So I understand that it isn't like I'm practicing a lot what I preach in this moment, but I do need to get up there. I do understand that. I mean, I probably put more time in for my my Havasupai trip than I had for my elk hunt, and that's minimal, by the way. I'm guilty of it. So I think I can come from an expert point of view and say that if Arizona wised up and Arizona hunters wised up and put in the time before their hunts, we'd be unstoppable. We really would be. Yeah. Oh, Mike, but you don't want less tags. It's going to be the same amount of take. But then we stop hearing it. And how many times as an Arizona hunter have you heard this? We're going to stop hearing constantly. Yeah, we went up there. Didn't see anything. Didn't see a thing. That is one of the biggest summaries of Arizona hunting that you hear. Yeah, I went up there, didn't see anything. They must know it's season. They sure know it's season. And to some extent they do. And here's how they know it's season. It's because out of nowhere, and I mean really out of nowhere, these elk are smelling, these deer are smelling barbecue. What's the fire that's going on? Is everything on fire? Is everything okay? Is everything all right? What's that? Is that bacon? Is that bacon? What is that loud noise over there? What is that? A truck? They're like, you know what? Let's get out of here, man. This is not comfortable anymore. That's opening season, opening day. Everybody just converges on the place. So they might know that. But if we actually take the time and put in the work on scouting, on the knowledge of your firearm, and putting in some work physically before, I think it's going to be good. But I'm not going to tell you if you don't already have ID 10 of your target animals. Yeah, obviously, in most of the just so we're very well aware of this, most hunting shows and hunting articles that you might read online, or if you have any publication, are not meant for Arizona. Arizona is a different bird. It just is. Arizona is a different game. It's a different sport. Hunting here is different than anywhere else in the world. And it's hunting and fishing, by the way, is just different than any place in the world. I always say, if you just moved here from the Midwest, you have to learn how to hunt. You do not know how to hunt. At least you don't know how to Arizona hunt. Like, oh, I'm from Illinois, and I'm from Iowa, I'm from Idaho, and I took a 2-3 deer every year. Oh yeah, I'll be no problem here in Arizona. Good luck seeing 3 deer, bro. Yeah. Hmm. Oh my gosh, yes. And Lynn, yes, hunting is that's why we call it a sport. It's not something to take lightly. If you're taking it lightly, this is what we've loved to learn to call it. We call it camping with firearms. It's really what it is, or hiking with firearms. Same thing. And the idiots hunting via ATVs or UTVs, I'm telling you, it's a thing. Here's the funny thing. I still make fun of my sister for her first car. It was a Suzuki Samurai, and it was awful. The graphics on this thing, my parents had a wheel company. So we had all these people like back in the day, like, and we're talking late 80s, early 90s, like when graphics on things were really big. Oh my Lord, it was obnoxious. That thing was obnoxious. I would actually kill to have that thing. Suzuki Samurais are probably the hottest outdoor vehicle there is, because it has air conditioning, it's got a radio, and it's the same wheelbase, same everything as the stuff you're going to buy at Ride Now Power Sports. Mm-hmm. Yes. Lynn, I've never hunted beaver, but I'll tell you this. I've had the what scared out of me by a couple of beavers while I was fishing. And in easy, where's Grizz? Grizz, stay away from this one. Have I hunted beaver? And I've had scared out of me by one, and I have had Rob Hunter and his wife bought me a beaver leg for Christmas. They basically said, what has Mike not hunted and killed and eaten? And a beaver leg. So if you go to our YouTube page right now, you can, it's Go Mike Russell on YouTube. Get over to YouTube and watch the video. We made a video which is just full of adult humor, and it's definitely not a kid's type of deal. But we hunted beaver. Actually, I might do that. I might play that on here. I think you guys will take the innuendo, but we'll wait for Grizz. Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you, Eddie. Yeah, you can handle it from here. You can take if Lynn's gonna tee him up like that. Anywho. What we're going to talk about tomorrow is something that I was supposed to talk about today, but I just love our distractions and our fun that we get to chat with each other. It's too much fun. Is the comfort, the need for comfort in your gear and confidence in your gear, and what that means in success, both on the water and in the field and on the desert. So skies as well. So we'll talk about that tomorrow, guys. And I'll review I'll go ahead and I'll review the beaver video. It's funny. I'll review the beaver video and we'll go. Yeah. A man hunts a beaver. Here we go. All right. We're going to make it happen tomorrow right here on the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state, nation, world that we live in. Thanks for hanging with me, guys. I appreciate you.